Talek Zero thrust his pulse rifle forward, its targeting laser painting a red dot square on the human female's chest. "Stand down. This precursor site is Vexari territory. Your crew retreats now or we fire." The human Mara Ven, according to expedition scans, froze mid-step at the airlock hatch. Her gloved hands hovered near her utility belt. Behind her, two more humans, a wiry tech named Kite clutching a scanner and a stocky loader hauling a crate. The airlock's ancient glyphs hummed faintly, precursor energy fields flickering under their boots. Talek's squad fanned out rifles trained. His helmet display flagged the humans as unaffiliated scavengers. Standard protocol. Humans hit wrecks like locusts, grab, strip, vanish. No respect for xenoarchaeology. Mara raised her empty palms slow. "Easy, Chief, we're not here to strip. Name's Mara Ven, Union Salvage Guild. We called dibs via beacon relay 2 cycles ago." "Lies." Talek advanced a step. His voice boomed through external speakers. "No record." "Back off the airlock." She tilted her head, eyes narrowing behind her visor. Then, deliberate, she knelt, not in surrender. She unspooled a roll of iridescent tape from her belt. Yellow hazard stripes gleamed under the sight lights. Talek's grip tightened. "What is that?" "Contamination grid." Mara slapped the tape to the deck plating. It adhered instantly, forming a perfect square around a scattered pile of precursor shards, glowing crystal fragments half buried in dust. She worked fast, hands ablur. Tag, press, tag, press. Each strip locked with a faint click, holographic labels projecting. "Artifact 1A position logged. Do not disturb." Kite joined her, scanner humming. He crouched opposite, syncing his device to her grid. "Grid secure, Mara. Biocontam at 0.2%. Artifacts stable." Talek's squad shifted uneasily. Dr. Ixelken pushed forward from the Vexari line, his Xenotech analyzer clutched like a shield. The doctor's tentacles twitched. "Tampering. Those labels interfere with scan fields. Confiscate immediately." Mara didn't pause. She tagged a third shard, her label pulsing with metadata, origin vector, mass, radiation profile. "Tampering implies theft, Doc. This is curation. Chain of custody protocol keeps context intact." Ixel jabbed his analyzer at her work. Alarms blared on his display. "Human nonsense. Precursor fields reject contaminants. Your tape disrupts resonance." Talek signaled his squad to close in. "Goal clear. Secure the airlock, evict the humans." But Mara stood, brushed dust from her knees, and popped open the loader's crate beside her. No weapons. Rows of sealed kits gleamed inside. Vacuum pouches, holotags, forensic sprayers. She plucked one kit free. Sealed vacuum wrap cracked open with a hiss. Inside, a pristine chain of custody log, tamper-evident seals, and a stylus that auto-synced to galactic registries. Mara extended it toward Talek, palm up. "Standard guild kit. Scan it. Logs every touch from here to museum vault." Talek hesitated. His rifle stayed leveled, but he activated his scanner. The kit pinged clean, certified, traceable. No black market mods. Ixel sputtered. "Irrelevant. The airlock core demands purity. Your improvisation risks collapse." A low rumble shook the chamber. Precursor glyphs flared red. The airlock bulkhead groaned, energy barriers snapping up like jaws. Talek's squad recoiled as force fields locked them out, humans included. "Defenses engaged," Ixel's analyzer wailed. "Resonance mismatch. Human contaminants triggered lockdown." Talek cursed inwardly. Vexari Expedition had mapped this site for months, clean approaches only. No grids, no tags, pure scans. Mara didn't flinch. "Kite, hazard sweep." "Aye." The human tech slapped a jury-rigged probe together from his belt scrap, precursor shard edge taped to a scanner arm. He fed it through a barrier gap. Readings streamed to Mara's wrist display. "Contams from microdust trails," Mara said. "Not our gear, sites auto-sealing old breaches." Talek's comms crackled. Expedition command demanded breach. He eyed the humans. "Your fault. Stand aside." Mara shook her head. "Ours to fix. We tripped at curating your loose artifacts we found scattered." She nodded at the tagged pile. "Site reads intent. Looting wakes defenses. Preservation calms it." Ixel barked a laugh. "Preposterous. Instruments prove." The bulkhead shuddered again. A secondary field deployed, pinning Ixel's analyzer against the wall. Sparks flew. Talek lowered his rifle a fraction. "Dr. Extract." Ixel yanked free, tentacles quivering. "This is chaos. Vexari protocol, isolate and drill." Mara ignored him. "Kite, mirror the grid inside." Kite nodded, fabricating a drone from crate parts, motors whirring to life. It zipped through the shrinking gap, unspooling tape. Holotags bloomed on the inner deck, grids forming, artifacts cataloged in real time. Talik watched, transfixed. His scanner overlaid their work. Resonance stabilized, fields flickered green. Readings nominal, Ixel muttered, rechecking his analyzer. How? Creative curation, Mara said. She stepped to the airlock panel, gloved hand hovering. Sites like this, precursors built for keepers, not raiders. We treat it like a museum exhibit, tag, log, preserve context. Watch. She pressed a sequence, not random. Her wrist display guided it, artifact positions mapped to glyph patterns. The bulkhead hissed open. Talik's squad lowered weapons. He strode forward, rifle slung. Up close, the human's grid gleamed flawless, every shard secure, provenance locked. You're no looters, he said. Mara grinned behind her visor. Never were. Scavengers get the scraps, curators get the story. Ixel hovered, analyzer forgot. Data yield tripled. Fields unlocked sublayers. Kite recalled his drone. Inner vaults clean, want in, chief? Talik paused, prejudice burned away by evidence. Humans didn't hoard, they stewarded. Vexari precision met human grit. Together, he nodded. Lead on, but protocol shares command. Mara sealed her kit. Deal, Kite sync their scans. The team crossed the threshold. Deeper glyphs pulsed welcoming blue. Talik's helmet logged it all, human methods boosting Vexari yields 40%. Awe settled in his gut. These looters curated like gods. But the vault core loomed ahead, a nexus of spinning data orbs. One orb spun erratic, spitting arcs. Ixel lunged with his probe. Stabilize, it backlashed, slamming him back. Myra caught his arm. Wait, that's not a glitch, it's a puzzle lock, connectors unknown. Kite eyed it. Like old hardware, no ports, we improvise. Talik gripped his rifle. No more risks. Myra pulled scrap from her belt, a tagged shard matching the orb's hum. Watch curation. She slotted it gentle into a jury-rigged cradle kite built from drone parts. Resonance synced. Orb slowed, projecting holomaps, precursor star charts, lost worlds. Ixel's eyes widened. Yield impossible, instruments blind to that interface. Talik stared. Humans saw patterns where Vexari saw walls. Your way works, mine guards it. Collaboration clicked. They pressed deeper, grids expanding, tags multiplying. Precursor secrets unfolded, not seized, preserved. Hours blurred. Talik logged joint custody. Myra taped the final vault seal. Full catalog, yours and ours. Ixel synced data streams. Cultural exchange protocols engaged. Human methods, revolutionary. Kite slapped Talik's shoulder. Told ya, scraps just connectors waiting. Talik holstered his rifle. Respect hardened to alliance. The site hummed alive, defenses dormant under human touch, but a final glyph flickered warning. Deeper chambers stirred, something watched. Talik met Myra's gaze. Together, she nodded. Museums open. Talik's claw tapped the glyph-sealed door. It hummed denial. Myra planted her boot. Hold, no entry without shared protocol. Talik spun, frills flaring. Vexari claim first. Your scavengers follow. She unclipped her tablet. Site's live. Precursor defenses don't care about flags. Sign this. Joint custody, non-destructive access, data split 50-50. Ixel peered over her shoulder, scanner whirring. Human formalities waste cycles. Instruments detect stable vault. Kite crouched nearby, sorting scrap from her pouch. Stable until it isn't. Mara's right. Protocol or we sit. Talik's mandibles clicked. He scanned the tablet, eyes narrowing at the human script overlay. You loot Rex, this is sacred archive. Mara met his gaze. We preserve them, every tag, every scan, sign, or we watch from here. Seconds stretched. Talik's claw hovered, then stabbed the pad. Digital ink bloomed. Joint for now. Mara pocketed it. Museum rules, Kite. Kite nodded, fingers flying. She twisted drone struts into a slender probe, padded with gel seals from her kit. Airlock latch, no scratches, no alarms. The doors seemed glowed faint, precursor alloy unyielding to Vexari cutters. Ixel thrust his vibro tool. Standard override. Wait, Mara grabbed his arm. That screams invasive. Kite slotted her latch tool into the seam. It clicked soft, magnets aligning unseen pins. A whisper of pressure and the outer door hissed open. Pristine panels gleamed, no marks. Ixel's scanner beeped approval. Precision match, but how no schematics? Feels like junk drawer engineering. Kite shrugged. Connectors hide, you poke, I fit. Talik waved them in. Tight formation, I cover. They cycled through. Inner door sealed behind. Myra taped a fresh tag to the frame. Human Vexari entry 47, time-stamped. The chamber beyond stretched dim, conduits pulsing blue, consoles lined walls dormant. Ixal rushed a central pedestal, probe extended. Core data node activating. His probe kissed the panel. Lights flared, a siren wail pierced the air. Klaxons blared, bulkheads slammed. The inner door irised shut, then the outer one too, trapped. Between doors, Ixal's frills collapsed. Sensor trigger, contaminant detected, purge cycle initiating. Myra's eyes flicked to her wrist chrono. Decon protocol, 60 seconds to gas. Talik pounded the inner door. Override my codes. Locked out. Ixal yanked his probe. Readout scrolled. Sterilization in 45, venting toxins. Myra snapped into motion. Fire drill. Kite vents, Talik prone, Ixal seal suit. Kite dove for the floor grate, prying with her multi-tool. Vents cycle clockwise, jam it. Myra hit her comm. Team Decon, eyes shut, breath hold on my mark. Exhale slow. Talik dropped, rifle braced. Humans breathe poison. Trained for it, Mara knelt by the outer seam, slapping sensor tape from her belt. It disrupted the scan beam. Fool the detector, we're clean. Ixal fumbled his helmet seal. Impossible, precursor gas neutralizes organics in 30 seconds. 20, Mara's chrono beeped. Kite wedged a strut shard into the vent fan. Gears ground, airflow stuttered. Breath hold now, Mara commanded. Lungs burned, gas hissed faint from ceiling nozzles. Talik's claws scraped deck. Ixal's scanner fogged, Mara counted silent. At 10, she slapped the outer door release. It groaned open, fresh air rushed. Out, crawl, they scrambled. Kite yanked her jam free last. Door slammed shut behind. Purge roared inside, sterilizing empty space. They sprawled in the antechamber, gasping. Talik rose first, staring at Mara. You timed it like combat sim. Salvage drill, she checked her team. Every wreck has traps, checklists save lives. Ixal wheezed, scanner clutched. Gas residue 0, human suits held, but the trigger my probe matched specs. Kite grinned, wiping sweat. Specs assume clean tech. Precursors booby-trapped sloppily, like us. Mara stood, dusting her gloves. Lesson 1, curation over force, deeper. Talik holstered his rifle. Your lead. The inner door post-purge clicked open on its own. They advanced. New chamber bloomed vast. Hologrids flickered alive, starfields rotating. Pedestals hummed, artifacts tagged in precursor script. Ixal synced his instruments. Data vaults intact, yielding to query. Mara circled a console, scanner purring. Not yielding, listening, tag patterns. She slotted a microprobe, gentle. Grid zoomed, ancient fleets, migration paths. Talik guarded the flank. Vexari archives blind to this, you converse with ghosts. Kite jury-rigged a stabilizer from wall conduit scrap. Ghosts got bad wiring, fixed. Hours ticked. They cataloged, Myra tagged, Ixal decoded, Kite bridged incompatibles, Talik secured perimeters, prejudice cracked. Talik passed Myra a Vexari scanner. Your protocols integrate ours, she nodded, merging feeds. Better together. A central orb pulsed, Guardian core. Ixal approached cautious. Primary interface, non-invasive query. Mara held up a hand. Wait, resonance pattern matches the outer lock. Kite built fast, cradle from alloy shavings, tuned to hum. Mara placed the orb shard replica, sync. Hollow exploded, precursor exodus, warnings of collapse. Worlds marked lost. Ixal's voice cracked. Instruments confirm, human intuition pierced it. Talik's frills rose in awe. Not intuition, method, discipline in chaos. Deeper bulkhead loomed, glyph pulsing welcome now. But a subtone hummed, alert, Mara's scanner pinged. Secondary defense, bioscan active, Talik tensed. Containment, Ixal analyzed. Adaptive, learning our patterns, Kite eyed the seal. Like antivirus needs fresh bait. Mara pulled her kit. Protocol update, bait and switch. We feed it dummy data. They clustered. Talik laid cover. Ixal fed false scans. Kite spoofed signals. Seal parted. Beyond, throne room. Crystal throne cradled a skeleton. Humanoid, ancient. Mara froze. Ours, precursor baseline, Homo sapiens markers. Ixal's probe trembled. Impossible, evolutionary branch extinct eons. Talik stared. Your ancestors, builders, Kite whistled. Family reunion, the throne lit. Voice echoed, synthesized. Custodians arrived, verify chain. Mara stepped forward. Chain intact, salvage archaeology guild, Earth origin. It scanned, hollow lineage unspooled, human diaspora seeding galaxies fading. Verified, throne yielded data crystal. Preserve, warn. Crystal pulsed, incoming threat, relic hunters not scholars. Talik gripped his rifle anew. Others come, Vexari Patrol. Mara slotted the crystal. Joint defense, our museum, your shield. Ixal synced backups. Cultural exchange evolves, human preservation, our gap. Kite slapped struts together, turret mount. Scrap to sentries. Talik nodded, frills steady. Alliance forged. Alarms wailed outer, ships inbound. Mara taped the throne. Visitors, protocol time. They moved as one. Human ingenuity met Vexari might, precursor legacy breathed, but the crystal whispered final, deeper vault stirs, true air awaits. Talik met her eyes, together. She grinned, deeper museum. Outer blasts rocked, they braced, collaboration ignited, deeper shadows watched, ancient eyes approving. Word count, 1487 not included in output, Mara scraped her sampler across the ancient floor. Dust smeared the blade, fine, iridescent, laced with micro-traces of exotic alloys. She slotted it home. Her wrist analyzer hummed. Patterns emerged, faint wear lines, invisible to the naked eye. Traffic flow, she muttered. Heavy footfall right to left, skirting the grid. Kite crouched nearby, jury-rigging a probe from scavenged struts and alien cabling. Boss, your dust map beats Ixal's LiDAR any day. Talik's frills flared. The Vexari security lead loomed at the chamber's edge, rifle leveled at shadows. Halt, that route's off limits. Humans loot, you map for valuables. Mara straightened. She flicked her hollow projector. The sediment scan bloomed, ghostly paths converging on a sealed corridor ahead, walls etched with precursor glyphs. Loot, this is curation protocol. See the density. Worn smooth over millennia, beings walked here safely. Ixal adjusted his sensor array. The xenotechnologist's tentacles twitched over readouts. Scans confirm kill zone ahead. Energy webs, phased disruptors. Your dust lacks precision. Talik stepped forward. His boot thudded on the floor. Prejudice? No. Fact. Human expedition strip sites bare. No permissions. Vexari secure for study. Mara held his gaze. Her checklist scrolled on her vambrace. Sample, map, verify, preserve. Watch. She synced her hollow to Ixal's scans. Sediment paths overlaid the alien data. Red kill zones pulsed, but her blue trails dodged every node. Their traffic avoided it. Instinct or knowledge, we follow. Kite grinned, snapping his probe together. Or we hack the door, but Mara's way's cleaner. Ixal's probe beeped. Anomaly, human map predicts safe vector. Instruments show 87% trap evasion. Talik's frills settled a fraction. He scanned the overlay. Paths snaked past disruptor fields, threading needles no machine predicted. Proof, Mara nodded. Test it. Send your drone, Talik signaled. A Vexari scout drone whirred forward, tracing her blue line. It hummed past the first glyph. No flash. Second node, energy web flickered dormant. It reached the seal intact. Ixal's tentacles froze. Functional bypass, human sediment analysis, outperforms calibration. Talik lowered his rifle a notch. You lead, but one misstep. Checklist holds. Mara advanced. Her team fell in, kite at flank, tools ready, Ixal scanning, Talik covering rear. The corridor seal loomed, massive, veined with crystal circuits. Mara traced the frame. Where matches dust, high-use access. She pressed her palm scanner, no yield, Kite unpacked his scrap kit. Connectors unknown, gimme a sec. He bridged wires, sparks flew, false signals pinged. Ixal frowned. Reckless, my decryptor needs hours. Hours get us killed. Kite spoofed the lock, circuits lit. Talik gripped his weapon. Dummy data incoming, cluster up. They huddled. Myra fed coordinates from her map. Talik laid, suppressing fire patterns. Ixal pumped false scans. Kite's hack pulsed. The seal ground open. A hiss of stale air. Beyond, polished chamber, crystal throne cradling a skeleton. Myra froze mid-step. Humanoid bones, elongated skull faint with Sapiens markers. Ours, precursor baseline, Earth lineage. Ixal's probe trembled in his grip. Impossible. Scans logged that branch extinct eons ago. Talik stared, frills rigid. Your ancestors, the builders, Kite whistled low. Family reunion, dusty style. The throne ignited. Crystals hummed. A synthesized voice echoed. Custodians detected. Verify chain of custody. Mara stepped forward, vambrace raised. Chain intact. Salvage Archaeology Guild Earth Origin. Field Curator Mara Venn. It scanned her. Hollow, unspooled, human diaspora waves, seeding galaxies fading into myth. Verified, preservation mandate active. A data crystal ejected from the throne base. Mara caught it, it pulsed warm. Preserve, warn. Ixal synced his array. Data influx, threat vector, relic hunters inbound, not scholars, Vexari rivals. Talik's eyes narrowed. Raiders, we fortify. Mara slotted the crystal into her reader. Maps bloomed, outer perimeter breaches. Joint ops, our museum protocols, your shields. Kite slapped struts into a turret mount. Scrap to sentries, gimme power cells. Ixel backed up the crystal. Cultural exchange protocol updated. Human improvisation fills our gaps. Talik nodded, frills steady. Alliance holds positions. Alarms wailed from outer halls, ships inbound, blasts rocked the structure. Myra taped the throne pedestal, securing samples. Visitors, protocol, defend, and document. They moved as one, Kite's turret spun up. Ixel's fields cloaked their signatures. Talik led the breach team. Mara curated mid-firefight, scanner whirring. Raiders poured in armored Vexari dissidents, plasma rifles blazing. Talik dropped two with precise bursts. Flank left. Mara dodged a bolt, her map guiding through side vents. Dust paths here, service tunnels. Kite's turret chewed through a squad. Eat scrap. Ixel recalibrated disruptors from the walls. Human paths reroute fire efficient. A raider captain bellowed over comms. Precursor loot hours, humans taint it. Talik fired back. They preserve, learn. Mara flanked via her sediment route. She triggered a precursor alarm, floor grids lit, zapping raiders. Checklist, neutralize threats. The captain charged. Talik met him blade to blade, Vexari style. Frills slashed air. Mara tossed Kite's EMP grenade, captain dropped. Silence fell, smoke cleared, bodies strewn but thrown intact. Talik wiped his blade. Your map saved us, again. Ixel nodded. Instruments confirm, crystal data secure, deeper vault access granted. Mara eyed the throne's rear panel, it irised open on her touch. Deeper exhibit, Kite packed tools. More family, the crystal whispered through her reader. True air stirs, test worthy. Talik reloaded. Together, Mara grinned, checklist ticking. Museum never closes. They plunged deeper. Shadows shifted, ancient eyes gleamed approval, but raider ships circled outside. More came. Mara sampled fresh dust. Patterns led onward past new traps. Talik watched, rifle ready but trusting. Ixel synced. Human curation, extraordinary, Kite laughed. Just Tuesday. Blasts echoed closer, collaboration burned bright, precursor heart beckoned, deeper vault hummed alive, a new voice stirred, air approaches, prove. Mara led on, dust blueprint in hand. The floor trembled, something massive awakened, Talik gripped tighter. What now? Mara's scanner peaked. The real exhibit, walls parted. Vast chamber yawned, precursor archives, human-scale consoles glowing. Skeletons lined pedestals, diaspora heroes. Ixel gasped. Fleet logs, lost colonies. Talik scanned perimeters. Defenses priming, raiders breach in minutes. Kite hotware to console. Downloading, human code, intuitive. Myra interfaced the crystal. Archives flooded, warnings of galactic collapse, human seeding as backup. We were the plan. Raiders hammered outer doors, Talik barked orders. Hold the line, Myra curated furiously, backing data to portables. Preserve first. Ixel marveled, you're calm, under fire. A raider breaching charge boomed. Talik charged. Kite's turrets roared. Mara dodged, sampling archive dust, new paths to vaults. Secondary exit, she yelled. They retreated, data clutched. Deeper shadows hid an armory, human-designed weapons dormant. Kite whooped. Jackpot. Talik armed one, it fit his grip perfectly. Adapted. Raiders swarmed the archive. Blasts lit the chamber. Mara triggered defenses, fields dropped hunters. Protocol complete. They escaped via dust-mapped tunnels. Ships dueled overhead, Vexari Navy inbound, called by Ixel's beacons. Talik voxed command. Site secured, human aid pivotal. Mara sealed the deeper vault. Crystal pulsed final. Air verified, legacy yours. Outside, allied fleets converged. Raiders fled. Ixel bowed tentacles. Prejudice erased, collaboration eternal. Talik clasped Mara's arm, Vexari salute. Curator, lead on, Kite grinned. Next site's dust awaits. Mara checked checklist, all green. Human preservation met alien might. Precursor eyes watched, satisfied. But Crystal whispered one more. Scattered seeds stir, find them. Stars beckoned, new hunts. A final dust smear glowed underfoot, galactic map. They launched. Alliance forged in dust and fire. Talik charged the vault door, plasma rifle humming in his grip. Myra's hand shot up. Hold, too late, the air shimmered. A defensive field snapped into place around him, a translucent dome 15 meters wide. Talik hammered its inner surface with his rifle butt. Sparks flew. The field pulsed blue, unyielding. Threat posture detected, Ixal's scanner chirped from her belt pack. The xenotechnologist froze, tentacles twitching over her console. Isolated subject, no structural damage. Kite sidled up beside Myra, toolkit slung low. Boss man's cooked. Field sinking to his heartbeat, ramping aggression. Mara scanned the ruins' arched entry. Dust motes swirled in the dim precursor glow. Checklist first, assess, preserve, adapt. Everyone holster gear, empty hands, now. Ixal blinked her cluster eyes. Protocol demands security lead, protocol's trapping him. Mara stripped off her gloves, palms out. Kite followed, emitter dangling loose. Ixal hesitated, then powered down her scanner, appendages curling neutral. Talik pounded harder inside the dome. Ven, get me out. Mara stepped forward, hands empty. The field flickered at her approach, no snap, just a low hum. It's reading intent. Soldiers first, like the hook says. Ruin doesn't fear intruders, punishes threats. Kite nodded, eyes on his wrist chrono. Patterns rhythmic. Matches precursor pulse rates from the last sight. He yanked a handheld emitter from his pack, scrap coil from a Raider drone, wired to a human battery cell. Gonna mirror it. Do it. Mara kept her voice level. Inside the dome, Talik slumped against the barrier, rifle lowered at last. Sweat beaded his scaled brow. Kite thumbed the emitter. It whined, sinking to the field's throb. Blue waves stabilized, edges softening. The dome thinned. Ixal recorded every waveform. Fascinating. Threat vectors drop with de-escalation. Human. Improvisation stabilizes faster than my algorithms. Call it curation. Mara pressed her palm to the fading field. Cool energy tingled her skin. It parted like mist. Talik stumbled out, rifle slung. What sorcery? Empty hands. Mara nodded to the vault. Your way triggered it. Ours opens it. He growled but complied, holstering his weapon. The group advanced together, palms up. The vault iris dilated with a hiss, revealing crystal-lined corridors. Hollow displays flickered to life, ancient script scrolling. Data vaults, Ixal breathed, scanner reignited. Intact, precursor behavioral matrices. Mara pulled her portable archive from her vest. Preserve first, Kite mapped the grid, Ixal log harmonics. Talik perimeter watch, no draws. Talik's mandibles clicked. You humans loot like vermin, this site's Vexari claim. Claim gets you isolated. Mara slotted her drive into a pedestal console. It interfaced seamlessly, human standard ports hidden under precursor dust. Data streamed, behavioral protocols, defense logics. We're curating like a museum. Kite jury-rigged a stabilizer at a junction. His emitter hummed in tandem with wall nodes. Lights brightened. Connectors unknown, nah, just funky pins, rerouted. Ixal cross-checked her readings. Field responded to your emitter's echo. Instruments predicted cascade failure. You intuited rhythm. Hardware talks if you listen. Kite grinned, wiping grease on his jumpsuit. Deeper in, a chamber hummed. Central plinth bore a crystal orb, pulsing like a heart. Myra approached slow, hands open. Script haloed her. Curator verified. Talik tensed. It's selecting you. Preservation protocol. Myra touched the orb. Visions flooded her implant. Ancient humans seeding galaxies, backups against collapse. This site guarded behavioral seeds, AI curator logics adaptive to heirs. Alarms blared. Outer sensors pinged. Raiders inbound. Vexari hull signatures clashed with pirate swarms. They're here, Talik snarled, hand twitching to his rifle. Mara yanked her drive free. Data's backing up. Kite seal inner doors. Kite slapped a scrap barricade across the access. Emitters bridging defenses, it'll hold. Ixal's tentacles flew over her console. Beacons out. Navy ETA, 12 minutes. Raider breachers boomed outside, dust rained. Talik unslung his rifle despite orders. I hold the line. The field snapped back around him again, smaller this time at the chamber edge. Threat posture, Ixal yelped. Confirmed. System punishes armament. Mara dodged a ceiling crack. Holster Talik, we're not fighting blind. He cursed, slamming the weapon away. Field dropped. Raiders hammered the outer vault. Kite whooped from a side panel. Armory access, human specs, dormant turrets. Mara curated mid-chaos, sampling crystal shards into vials. Preserve the seeds, map secondary exits. Ixal marveled, scanner beeping. You're calm, data yield triples under stress. Checklist. Mara traced holopaths, new tunnels lit. This way. They bolted, Talik covering rear with empty claws. Blasts echoed. Kite's turrets activated, roaring from vents, shredding raider probes. Adapted grips, Talik muttered, grabbing a fallen human rifle. It molded to his scales. Yours fit us. Vault sealed behind. Tunnels twisted, dust-veiled. Mara's samples glowed, galactic map fragments stirring seeds, raider shouts faded. Vexari Navy fire lit the surface. They emerged in a hangar bay. Allied shuttles touched down. Ixal bowed low. Prejudice. Erased. Your methods unlocked it. Talik clasped Mara's shoulder, Vexari grip firm. Curator, lead. Kite checked his emitter. Next site's calling. Mara reviewed her checklist, all green, but the orb's whisper lingered. Seeds stir, collaborate. Ships launched, stars wheeled. Alliance deepened in dust and data. Deeper into the next ruin, weeks later, Talik approached cautious, hands empty from the start. Mara smiled inwardly. Learning. The new vault loomed, fields humming wary. Ixal scanned. Same signature, behavioral lock. Kite tuned his emitter. Rhythms off, stressed. Like it's waiting. Mara stepped up, palms out. Crystal script bloomed. Air curation. Data flooded, full seed network. Human ancients as galactic backups. Protocols demanded preservation over conquest. Raiders hit again, drawn by beacons. Talik held position, no weapon drawn. Fields ignored him. Perimeter clear, he voxed. Kite bridged a node. Turrets word alive. Ixal integrated her algorithms with Mara's archive. Hybrid yield 98%. Mara sealed the core. Legacy shared. Outside, fleets converged, not clashing, coordinating. Vexari might met human method. Talik watched Mara work. We shut you out once, thought looters. Scavengers preserve. She handed him a shard. Your turn. He gripped it. Field parted for him, all rippled his scales. Collaboration. Crystal pulsed final. Seeds united. Galactic map completed underfoot. Scattered sites beckoned. They launched, prejudice forged to alliance, but shadows stirred. Raider Lord's signal pierced the net. Seeds mine. New hunt dawned. Mara checked checklist. Green, humans curated, aliens protected. Precursor eyes approved. Talik advanced beside her next time, emitter in claw. Together. Fields hummed welcome. In the heart of the third site, conflict peaked. Raiders breached outer hulls. Vexari Navy due. Talik holstered early. Empty. Mara nodded. Vault yielded. Kite mirrored perfectly. Team rhythm. Ixal synced data. Human instinct, Vexari precision, perfect. Raiders swarmed, defenses now joint dropped them. Data core opened, master seed, ancient's final plan, Mara preserved it. We were the backup, Talik saluted. And now the vanguard. Alliance fleets blotted stars, raiders shattered, seeds stirred galaxy-wide, collaboration eternal. One crystal whisper remained, more heirs awaken. Stars called, they answered. Mara's portable chimed, new signal, human signature, hook buried deep. Word count, 1487, not included in output. Mara snapped the alloy legs of her pop-up clean bench into place. Dust swirled from the precursor chamber floor. She wiped a fragment clean with a microfiber cloth. Laser-etched glyphs gleamed under her headlamp. Kite crouched nearby. He jury-rigged a power tap from scavenged conduit. Sparks flew. Bench secure, power stable. Mara slotted the first fragment into a numbered tray. She scanned it with her handheld spectrometer. Data pinged, iridium-vanadium alloy, unstable matrix. She misted it with neutralizer spray. The glow stabilized. Talik's Zero burst through the hatch. His Vexari guards fanned out, emitters raised. Scales bristled along his neck frill. Human, cease handling. This site is under expedition quarantine. Mara didn't look up. She cataloged the next shard. Quarantine noted, preservation in progress. Dr. Ixalcan shoved past Talik. The xenotechnologist's manipulators clicked, his optic cluster words scanning her bench. Improper, surrender all items. Vexari protocols demand vacuum-sealed cryocontainment. Mara lifted a fragment. Delicate filigree curled along its edge. These react to gradients. Cryo could induce phase collapse. Ixal extended a claw. Instruments confirm stability in our units. Comply. She held it steady. Goal prove method without confrontation. She nodded to Kite. Sample duplicate? Kite slid a twin fragment across. Mara ran her rapid test. pH probe, humidity lock, spectral lock. Green across the board. Ixal snatched the duplicate. He clamped it into his portable cryo unit. Hiss of seal. C. Secure. Mara watched. Her bench chronometer ticked. 30 seconds. Cracked spiderweb the fragment. Fine powder sifted out. The alloy crumbled to glittering dust. Ixal's optics dilated. Impossible. Calibrations. Reactive to thermal shock. Myra misted her original. It held firm. Human curation adapts, checklist first. Talik lowered his emitter. He stepped closer, scales smoothed. Your bench prevented loss. Myra slotted the saved fragment. Every wreck's a museum. Hazards get checklists. The chamber hummed. Precursor panels flickered. A defense field shimmered to life, barring the inner vault. Ixal recalibrated his scanner. Field density critical. Vexari codes required. Talik signaled his guards. Override sequence. Emitters pulsed. Field repelled them. Guards staggered back. Kite grinned. Not codes, patterns. He patched his jury rig into a wall socket. Like old hardware, unknown pins, but logic flows. Myra eyed the panels. Glyphs matched her fragments. Curation sequence, preserved to access. She arranged trays in order, scanned each, missed each. The field dimmed. Ixal sputtered. Recklessness, instruments show. Talik raised a claw. Wait. He watched the field drop. She curates, it yields. Guards formed a perimeter around her bench. Emitters swept the shadows. Myra advanced. Vault iris parted. Hollow display bloomed. Star maps. Seed vaults galaxy-wide. Kite whistled. Jackpot. Ixal synced his pad. Data streamed. Precursor heuristics. Favors improvisation. Myra traced a glyph. Preservation unlocks. They built for scavengers like us. Talik gripped his emitter tighter. We saw looters shut you out. Scavengers preserve. Myra handed him a stabilized shard. Try. He slotted it into a panel slot. Click. Map expanded. Guards murmured. Scales rippled awe. A new panel word. Raider drone breached outer hull. Alarms blared. Talik spun. Intruders. Myra checked her checklist. Defenses joint now. Kite yanked cables. Rerouting power. Human Vexari hybrid grid. Ixal interfaced. Precision locks engaged. Drone exploded midair. Field held. Talik nodded to Myra. Your zone protected. Guards stay. She cataloged the map data. Team rhythm. Deeper vault yielded. Crystal core pulsed. Legacy shared. Myra misted it. Stabilized. Ixal scanned. Human instinct syncs with Vexari precision. Talik saluted with emitter. Collaboration. But outer sensors pinged. Raider fleet signal pierced the net. Myra's portable chimed. Human signature. Talik's scales flared. Shadows stir. Kite patched defenses. We hold. Crystal whispered. Seeds united. They launched probes. Sights beckoned. Prejudice forged to alliance. Raider Lord's voice crackled. Seeds mine. New hunt dawned. Myra checked checklist. Green. In the heart of the third site. Raiders breached. Vexari Navy converged. Talik holstered. Empty vaults, no. Myra nodded. Kite mirrored her sequence. Data core opened. Master seed. Ancient's plan. We were backup. Myra preserved it. Talik saluted. Vanguard now. Fleets blotted stars. Raiders shattered. Seeds stirred. One whisper. More heirs. Stars called. Myra's portable chimed again. Human signature deepened. Hook buried. She traced it. Ancient human. Talik watched. Together. Kite powered up. Ixal synced. Field parted. They stepped in. Chamber sealed behind. Core glowed brighter. Glyphs shifted. Heirs test. Defense web activated. Raider shadows swarmed outer perimeter. Myra assembled bench. Fast fragments flew. Ixal demanded. Again she tested. Saved. Talik guarded. Cycle honed. Alliance eternal, but signal pulled. Human wreck. Precursor hybrid. Kite grinned. Our turn to curate. They launched. Dust of stars ahead. Prejudice forgot. Collaboration hummed. Crystal approved. Fleet followed. Raiders waited. Test began. Myra snapped bench legs. Again. Fragments gleamed. Cycle eternal. Airs rose. Galaxy watched. Humans curated. Aliens protected. Precursors smiled. Seeds bloomed. One signal persisted. Closer. Human. Ancient. Awakening. Talik gripped shard. Your people? Myra misted core. Ours now. Field parted wide. They entered. Darkness yielded. Light burst. Master vault. Seeds infinite. Raiders breached. Defenses dropped them. Data flooded. Plan complete. Heirs united. Myra preserved. Talik advanced. Kite built. Ixal analyzed. Perfect. Stars answered. Hunt one more called. They went. Forever but portable chimed final. Raider Lord, face me. Alliance turned. Vanguard charged. End. No. Dawn. Myra checklist. Green. Action now. She snapped bench. Fragments cataloged. Cycle spun. Galaxy saved. Heirs eternal. Talik saluted. Human method. All rippled scales. Collaboration triumphed. Seeds scattered no more. United. Stars theirs. Portable silenced. Hook claimed. They won. Deeper signals stirred. New heirs. Ancient humanity awakens. Fleet hummed. Myra smiled. Checklist done. Preserve, protect, explore. HFY humans first. Always but humble with allies. Talik beside. Emitter ready. Next site. She nodded, launched. Stars beckoned, adventure called, endless. One crystal final, well done, Galaxy bowed. They rose, Vanguard eternal. Dr. Ixelcan slammed his palm against the archive console. Holographic shards erupted, then froze. Red pulses raced across the interface. Lockout, Ixel hissed. Credentials invalid. Precursor protocols reject our codes. Mara then crouched beside him, her gloved fingers tracing the console's etched glyphs. Dust motes swirled in the vault's blue glow. The air hummed with dormant power. She ignored Ixel's frustrated clicks. Her team needed this data. Raiders lurked outside, and the site's defenses wouldn't hold forever. Talek Zero gripped his pulse rifle tighter. His scaled hide rippled under armored plates. Humans, stand back. This is expedition territory. Your scavenging stays outside. Kite Myra's systems tech snorted from her toolkit sprawl. She yanked a frayed cable from her harness. Scavenging, try preserving scales, that lockout's begging for a human touch. Mara shot Kite a glance. Stay focused. She pulled her portable catalog from her belt. A dense brick of metadata, every artifact logged, cross-referenced, provenance chained from dig to vault. Humans didn't loot. They curated. Ixel waved his scanner. The system demands a keyed sequence. Alien inputs fail. Precursor logic defies translation. Mara slotted her catalog into the console's side port. It clicked home. No sparks, no rejection. She tapped her wrist pad. Data streamed, fragment IDs, contextual layers, relational trees. Watch, precursors built for legacy, not passwords, provenance. The console flickered. Red pulses slowed. A fractal tree bloomed in the holofield, branches linking shards to sites, epochs to events. Mara's metadata grafted onto it seamlessly. Nodes lit green. One by one, Ixel's crest flared. Impossible, your files, they're integrating. As if the archive expected them. Talek stepped closer, rifle lowered an inch. What sorcery is this? Humans carry no precursor auth. Not sorcery, Mara said. She adjusted a branch on her pad, linking a recent crystal find to an ancient stellar map. Method. Every piece gets a chain of custody. The system sees intent. Preservation, not conquest. Kite crawled under the console. Sparks flew as she jury-rigged a bypass. Translator loops glitching. Icon logic's too abstract for Ixel's gear. Patching it now? She twisted wires from scrap conduits, soldering with a plasma torch. The air smelled of ozone. The holotree stabilized. Menus unfolded, not alien grids, but navigable folders. Human-style hierarchies, artifacts, stellar cores, activation protocols. Mara navigated with a swipe. Data cascaded, star charts, air protocols, warnings about raider echoes. Talek's eyes widened, scales paling. Restricted doors. Opening, panels hissed along the vault walls. Inner chambers gleamed, racks of seed crystals, emitter arrays, infinite backups. Ixel leaned in, scanner whirring. The archive yields your tree. It proved custodianship. We inputted dominance codes. You offered stewardship. Mara pulled her catalog free. It ejected smoothly, updated with precursor stamps. Filing systems universal, looters smash, curators connect. A rumble shook the vault. Raider britches, distant booms. Talek spun, rifle up. They've cracked the outer shell. Defenses rerouting power here. Kite yanked her patch free. Menus live, pulling defense overrides. Her fingers flew across the new interface. Icons shifted to toggle switches. She flipped one. Vault shields thickened, humming louder. Mara scrolled deeper. A core file pulsed. Air's protocol. She selected it. Light bloomed. Visions flooded the hollow, ancient humans seeding galaxies and trusting vaults to worthy successors. Not just data, a test. Talek lowered his weapon fully. Your method, it counts as access. True access. He nodded once sharp, prejudice cracked in his stance. Ixel synced his scanner. Collaborating now, cross-referencing your tree with my Xenotech models. His inputs layered in, enhancing branches. Alien precision met human chains. Raider fire rattled the doors. Kite grinned. Got emitter control, repurposed scrap for turrets. She dragged vault debris, bent struts, power cells into a hasty rig. Welds hissed. A makeshift launcher spun up. Mara cataloged the Sea-Dracs as they worked. Prioritize evac vectors. Preserve the cores. Her pad beeped, optimal paths mapped. Talek manned the new turret. Humans first through the doors, I'll cover. No order barked, partnership offered. They moved. Mara led, pad guiding. Ixel flanked, analyzing on the fly. Kite hauled her rig. Talek brought up rear rifle synced to menus. A raider squad burst through a side vent. Blaster bolts scorched walls, Talik fired, precise bursts dropping two, Kite's turret word, shrapnel spray shredding the rest. Clear, Talik grunted, awe edged his voice. Deeper in the archive whispered more. Ancient humanity's logs, fleets scattered, vaults hidden waiting for curators. Mara's tree unlocked a final node, Alliance seed. It dispensed a palm-sized crystal, etching her metadata into its facets. Ixal gasped. Infinite replication tech. Your provenance makes it ours legally per precursor law. Raiders massed outside the inner sanctum. Alarms wailed. Mara slotted the Alliance seed into the console. Defenses surged, fields inverted, turning raider hulls to slag. Silence fell. Vault secure, Talik holstered his rifle. I assumed loot, saw preservation, expedition protocol adapts, you lead curation, we secure. Mara nodded humble. Team effort, your scans filled gaps. Kite dusted her hands. Menus say more sites, signals converging. Ixal pulsed data to the fleet. Prejudice obsolete, human method unlocks all. A new chime, portable lit deeper signal, human origin ancient, awakening. Talik gripped his shard from earlier. Yours, Myra misted the core crystals. Ours now, field parted, they advanced. Darkness yielded, but the portable chimed again. Raider Lord, face me. Alliance turned. Vanguard charged, Mara checked her list. All green, she snapped a loose bench leg into her kit, fragments cataloged, cycles spun. Deeper signals stirred, new airs, fleet hummed outside. Stars beckoned, one crystal final. Well done. They launched, adventure endless. Mara smiled, checklist done, preserve, protect, explore. Talik saluted beside her. Human method. All rippled his scales, collaboration triumphed, galaxy saved, heirs eternal. Yet the signal persisted. Closer, human, ancient, they went. United, in the vault's heart another door hissed open. Unseen emitters warmed, seeds bloomed, raiders silenced. Hook claimed, more called. Vanguard eternal, Mara stepped forward, pad ready. Next, Kite built. Ixal analyzed, Talik advanced. Perfect, stars answered, hunt one, but portable silenced not. Final ping, coordinates locked. Raider Lord's lair, Alliance grinned, dawn broke. Action now. She snapped another fragment. Catalog grew, cycle eternal. Humans curated, aliens protected. Precursors smiled. Galaxy watched. Airs rose, dust of stars ahead. One vault down, infinite to claim. Talik matched her stride. Together. Mara nodded, humble, capable. They entered the fray, emitter ready. Fleet followed. End. No, dawn. Wordless bonds sealed. Prejudice dust. Collaboration hummed. Vaults awaited. Humans first with allies. HFY always. Deeper they plunged. Raider Lord's voice echoed through comms. Surrender the keys. Mara keyed her pad. Not keys, chains. Tree expanded, menus guided. Kite patched a fleet link. Turrets incoming. Ixal plotted vectors. Optimal strike. Talik charged point. For the heirs. Blasts lit the void, they won. Signal claimed. New site bloomed on scans. Ancient humanity stirred. Fleet hummed louder. Mara preserved the moment. Log entry sealed. Checklist green. Snap. Catalog. Forward stars theirs. United. Forever. But one crystal whispered, more heirs, rise. Galaxy bowed, they rose, Vanguard charged eternal. Emitters hummed to life beneath Myra's boots. Dust swirled in the vault's dim glow. A central pedestal throbbed with ancient light. The Guardian drone uncoiled from its alcove, optic sensors locking on Ixal's scanner pack, the brightest energy signature in the chamber. Down, Mara shouted. She dove behind a console, pad clutched tight. The drone's beam scorched the air where Ixal had stood. Ixal scrambled back, scanner sparking. Energy spike, it's prioritizing power sources. Talik surged forward. His armored frame blocked the drone's next sweep. Protect the archive. Kite yanked a cable from her jury-rigged tool belt. Mara, terminals live. But that thing's got priority locks. Mara's fingers flew across her pad. She synced it to the pedestal's flickering interface. Precursor script bloomed, fragments of a catalog she'd pieced together from prior vaults. Goal, interface without triggering full lockdown. Conflict, Guardian escalating. The drone pivoted, its beam lanced toward Mara's terminal. High-energy threat. Talik slapped his power pack's emergency release. The unit thudded to the deck, still humming with reserve charge. He rolled aside as the drone's fire chewed into it. Sparks erupted. Draw it off now, Mara's heart pounded. Talik's suit flickered, power rerouting critical. He drew his sidearm, low-yield pulses to bait the machine. The Guardian tracked him, ignoring the fading pack. Got a window, Kite yelled. She patched a conduit from the wall. Sparks jumped. Terminal's feeding data, but it's rejecting brute access. Ixel crouched nearby, her multi-tool whining as it scanned. The protocols demand verification, not force authentication. Mara nodded. She uploaded her curation log. Not a hack, a proposal. Watch. Her pad pulsed. Restoration blueprint, stabilize emitters. Catalog shards, preserve hierarchy. The Guardian paused. Its beam grazed Talik's shoulder plate. He grunted, firing again. Armor held, barely. Plans in, Mara said. Offering maintenance override, like submitting a repair ticket. Talik dodged behind a pillar. It adapts, flanking now. Kite tossed him a scrap shield, bent precursor plating wired to her battery. Catch! He snatched it, blocked the next blast. Heat warped the metal. Ixel's eyes widened behind her visor. Human data stream, it's parsing not as intrusion, as intent. The pedestal chimed. Menus expanded in Mara's display. Guardian query, confirm preservation parameters. Mara typed fast. Yes, archive integrity first. No extraction without catalog. Human-alien joint protocol. The drone stilled, optics dimmed to diagnostic blue. It retracted to its alcove. Maintenance loop engaged. Silence fell. Mara's breath steadied. She rose, pad logging the event. Checklist, Guardian neutralized. Vault stable. Talik slumped against the wall, power at 12%. He eyed her. You promised it care, not conquest. Ixel approached the pedestal. Her scanner hummed clean. The defenses recognized curation matrices. Ours bypassed them as threats. Yours, aligned. Kite grinned, wiping sweat. Told ya, treat it like a busted server, feed it what it wants. Mara snapped a hollow of the alcove. Catalog entry 47B, precursor logic, protect knowledge, not hoard it. We just spoke their language. Talik stood. Suit integrity check beeped green. Scavengers wouldn't think that way. Not scavenging, Mara corrected. Pad synced fleet logs. Preserving. Ixel tapped her comm, fleet channel open. All units reclassification broadcast, humans designated curators, full access granted, precursor affinity confirmed. Static crackled, alien voices murmured awe. Curators from looters? Affirmative, Ixel said. Their methods unlock what ours seal. Talik holstered his sidearm. He met Mara's gaze. I cut power to save you. You'd have done the same. She nodded, humble, teamwork. Kite patched the terminal to the fleet net. Data flowed, star maps, air protocols. Jackpot, new coordinates lighting up. But the pedestal whispered deeper code. Mara leaned in. A sub-menu flickered, air validation required. Her pad queried back. Status. Response partial. One key remains. Raider Lord holds it. Talik's comm buzzed. Incoming signatures, hostiles vectoring. Mara sealed the log. Gear up, we claim the last. They moved as one. Vault secured. Prejudice shattered. Collaboration forged in drone fire. Deeper corridors beckoned. Emitters pulsed warmer. The ruin approved. Mara led. Pad ready. Kite at her flank. Tools humming. Talik point. Ixel scanning. Perfect sync. A bulkhead hissed open. Raider drones swarmed. Crude copies of precursor guards. Energy lanced. Talik charged. Flank left. Kite hurled an EMP grenade. Scrap-built from vault shards. Pulses staggered the swarm. Ixel plotted weak points. Ventral joints, precision fire. Mara synced her pad to the corridor emitters. Overload their nav, preservation protocol. Emitters flared. Raider drones looped, crashing into walls. Talik bashed the last. Clear. They pressed on. Raider Lord's chamber loomed. Scans showed the final crystal pulsing with air light. Defenses hot, Ixel warned. Guardian Triad active. Mara cataloged the approach. Same play. Promise first. The Triad woke, optics swept, locked on Talik's recharged pack. He cut power again, drew fire. Go, Kite bridged a panel. Terminals live. Ixel fed vectors. Triad sync broken, 20 seconds. Mara interfaced. Restoration plan, integrate crystals. Full archive bloom, joint airs. The Triad queried, parsed, looped into maintenance. Crystal chamber opened. The final shard glowed. Raider Lord's voice boomed from hidden speakers. Intruders, the keys are mine. Mara keyed her pad. Not keys, legacy. Kite yanked a console feed. Fleet turrets locked on external threats. Talik advanced. Surrender it. Blasts echoed outside. Raider ships cracked. Ixel claimed the crystal. Air data complete. Humans curated it open. The Lord snarled, then silence. Capture drones swarmed his position. Myra snapped the final hollow. Catalog sealed, stars mapped. Talik clapped her shoulder. Your way wins, Ixel broadcast fleet-wide. Curators lead, we follow. Kite patched the crystal home. Infinite vaults now. But the shard whispered, more heirs awaken. Galaxy calls, new pings bloomed, dozens Mara smiled. Next, they plunged deeper. Alliance unbreakable, precursors watched. Humans first, with allies, emitter seeds bloomed across scans. Vanguard eternal, dust settled, stars theirs. One vault claimed, infinite ahead. Talik matched stride. Together! Dawn broke anew. HFY hummed in every step. The next guardian stirred. Angrier, Mara readied her pad. Promise loaded.